Hey everyone, this video is about doing some needed fig maintenance. I've got this one black or kalamata black fig tree. It's started in '09 and it has about 50 figs on it. And that's way too many figs for this tree because it's going to sap all the energy from this 3-year-old tree. And here in New England, it's going to need energy to survive during the winter when I have it stored outside in a shed. So I'm going to have to thin out some of these figs, and by thinning them out, energy should go into the remaining figs, so it'll improve the remaining figs. The second thing is fertilizing. This tree here, I was just going to fertilize it, but I'm going to up-pot it too. I'm going to put it into a larger pot and then show you what I do for fertilizer. So this is the container it's in right now, and I'm going to be putting it in the one that's it's a little bit larger. And I like to put the pine bark nuggets on the bottom. This particular fig here is a Paradiso or Genoa fig, and I got it from a local place, relatively local. It's south of me. You can see them online, figtrees.net, and they're in Roslindale. And good quality figs and knowledgeable about growing figs. So let's get started. Here I like to use this Home Depot. This is Miracle Grow Organic Choice Garden Soil. It's got a lot of organics in it, a lot of material. I like to make sure to break up these clumps that when the bags are sitting around for a while, they tend to clump up and get these hard clumps of soil. And I'm going to break it up with some perlite. I'm going to put the perlite in, get some good drainage. Let's put this on the tripod here. Okay, mix this up. So I'm going to score some of these roots with the razor blade. So you want to pack this soil in. It's pretty much at the same depth it was in the original, or in the old pot that I just took it out of. I get some room from some layer of pine bark nuggets on the top. I think I'd like to make this a little bit straighter. Now let's mix up some fertilizer. This formula here comes from the figtrees.net website, and they recommend, of course, this is the end of July. I did this on some of mine, but there's some figs, this one also, I don't remember fertilizing, but the best time to fertilize is in the spring. And you want to start off with 1 part superphosphate and 1 part bone meal and 1 part garden lime, and 1 part of 5-10-5 garden fertilizer. So you want to mix these all up into a bucket, and depending on the size of the fig tree, you can put 4 holes around the edge of the pot, 1 inch in diameter, 3 inches deep, and you fill the holes with this mixture and water in thoroughly. And it says a fig tree 3/4 inch in caliber or 4 feet tall in a 12-inch pot requires about 1 cup of this mixture. And then 1 month later you can begin with liquid feeding of a well-balanced fertilizer, 20-20-20. And you can repeat a feeding every 20 days until mid-August. And then the last feeding is a top dressing done in around October. And you can mix 1 part superphosphate, 1 part bone meal, and 1 part garden lime, and you put that layer on the top. And make sure that you keep the fig tree watered, and don't let it to dry out and get stressed, because it'll probably drop its fruit. So let's go ahead and mix up this fertilizer formula. Some of these ingredients I didn't find. I had to go to a nursery. They didn't have them at Home Depot. So here's garden lime. So 1 part garden lime. And there's some Miracle-Gro bone meal, 1 part of that. And pretty much the bags seem to be pretty equal, so it's just 1 bag each. Here's superphosphate, again by Espoma, that's how you pronounce that. Fast-acting phosphate. And it says improves root growth and promotes flowering. Sort of a granular. Put that in. And this is the just regular garden food, and you're looking for the 5-10-5. So here we have nitrogen, the phosphate level, and the potassium level. So supposedly they don't need as much nitrogen as they need potassium and phosphate. Just mix that up real well. So I just used this 3/4 inch PVC pipe I've got sitting around, and punch holes in, 4 holes around the edge of the pot, about 3 inches deep, and then I'm going to fill them up with the fertilizer mixture. also going to put a layer of pine bark mulch on the top of this. I like these nuggets instead of the other just finer mulch. That's your own personal preference. Anything to cut down on weeds and watering. Save me some time. And very important, you want to water that in real good. I'll let that soak through a couple of times. So hopefully this late in the season and me scoring the roots won't result in the figs dropping off of this. If they do, well, live and learn. But hopefully this will make the tree grow a little bit stronger, and maybe next year I'll have even better figs if I don't get any from it this year. So the next thing is thinning out the figs on the kalamata fig.